I'm sitting here by the fireplace just trying to warm my toes in my cute ass socks with my best friend, and I start to realize that, well, I'm gonna gut you. Alright guys, all jokes aside, most of you have already seen me use this box to live stream on a regular basis, and I wanted to do a video kind of talking about it and showing you guys some stuff. But before I do all of that, I do need to get inside this thing because I need to weigh out the internal components so that I can see how much everything weighs for the project I'm working on. You guys know that I've been working on the IRL live streaming drone, and what better way to get nice, clear 1080p at 60 live stream footage than to throw a LiveU on a drone. But the problem was, as you guys saw, is it was a little heavy. I wasn't able to actually fly it stable with the S500 frame that I built with the Pixhawk. I have a plan to build a bigger frame. I think I'm just going to DIY it, and in order for me to have it work correctly, I want to make it as light as possible. So this big metal casing is going to have to come off. This metal case is actually really good for protecting the LiveU when you're out on the field with it. Alright, so I got the scale here that I use to measure all my resin stuff, and we're going to use it to measure the LiveU today. 526 grams. Look at that. It's actually a pretty heavy metal box. And if you take a look at how much it weighs with the modem, let's go ahead and put that on there too. Alright, so with the modem on there you go, 755 grams. Let's see how much my whole mini drone weighs. 424 grams. So you can see the difference here. This whole drone weighs less than these two combined. The problem is this guy over here can't seem to handle carrying all of that. It just flies really wobbly. It's a lot for him to carry. Okay, so we're gonna give him more arms and we're gonna make him bigger, and yeah, he's gonna work. While we're in here, let me go ahead and weigh out the camera. And it's another 184 grams. Let me make sure the battery's in here. Okay, cool. I do have a battery in here. Just to see what the battery weighs on its own. 21 gram battery. Okay, I can go back and check this video so that I can use it later to find out all my weights for what I'm gonna be putting on the drone. Alright, before I tear this thing apart, let me just show you guys what this actually is. For anyone who is interested in the LiveU, here's some quick information about it. It's an encoding box so that you can live stream in really good quality. The problem with live streaming from your cell phone is the footage is always going to be a little bit grainy. It's never going to look really that great. And when you put a good camera on a unit like the LiveU, you can plug the HDMI directly into it. You can basically put in any feed into there and live stream it. The other benefit about the LiveU is that it's got a USB port here and here, which both take in a USB modem. It also has an Ethernet port so that you can actually plug in a modem to it. And also it's got Wi-Fi. So you can take all of those connections and bond them together. So if you have, you know, two USB modems and then an Ethernet modem and a Wi-Fi modem, you can connect them all together. It sends all the data to an LRT server. It basically takes all the data that those signals are sending and puts them all together. And the LRT server is basically just the location where all of the data gets sent from all those different modems. It puts it all together into one package, sends it out to anywhere you want, like YouTube, Facebook, whatever. So that's basically what it is. It's a live stream box. You can plug a camera into it. You can plug in multiple modems so that you have a strong connection. And so let's say you have like a T-Mobile modem, and then you have like an AT&T modem, and your T-Mobile modem's not working that great because you're not getting that great of a T-Mobile signal, but you are getting a good AT&T signal, then basically it'll carry over and it'll pick up the slack. So it's not actually switching from one modem to the other, it's actually using all of them. All right, so enough of the technical stuff when it comes to what this thing can do. I'm going to do a whole video on how to actually use the LiveU for streaming, how to set it up for people who may be confused, because when I actually got this box, I was a little bit confused about how to get it all set up and started. I didn't realize how it all worked, even though I do have a good understanding of how to live stream and, you know, video settings. There's just a couple little nuances that once you figure out how it works, it's really not that difficult to set up and make sure everything's working properly. Let's go ahead and get a weight of the whole box on its own at the moment as is with the metal. All right, the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's open up the LiveU, see what's inside and how much it weighs without the big metal case. We're gonna start off by removing the 2 screws that are in the back here. This is very difficult to do with a camera right in front of it, to be honest. I'm gonna have to learn some tips and tricks from Jerry Rig everything. I don't really have anything to hang it up on right now. Let's move on to the next piece. All right, so in order to remove the front, I'm gonna go ahead and take these 2 side screws off. Check this out. So this right here is the Wi-Fi antenna that's sticking out the back. I'm actually pretty surprised to see that, considering I thought that the antenna would just be on the inside. Now, let's go ahead and get inside. Now I'm going to carefully remove the case here so that I don't break it. It's like there's a clip in there somewhere. There we go. I got the bottom clip off. There we go. Now I got the other one off. All right, and then I noticed there's a ribbon cable there. If you don't know how to remove a ribbon cable, it's actually fairly easy. I'm just going to go ahead and take my tweezers here. And just all you do is you flip the little tab here up, and that's it. Ribbon cable comes out. Curious on how these work if you've never seen them before. Let me go ahead and zoom in for you. So there you have it. That's how the cable sits there on the board. You can see all the little pins there, and then you can see there on the board where those little pins touch on each one of those. All right, let's go ahead and open up the rest of the box here. Do I have any more screws left? Yeah, I got these screws here on this side and these screws here. All right, let's take these 8 off. This little orange tray here actually provides these little holes where the front and back case actually clips in. So that's where these little pegs here go. The LiveU just wants to get pegged. All right, that's loose. It already feels like it's being held on by something. So let me go ahead and get these off. While I'm doing this, I should probably mention that this video is not sponsored by LiveU, and they probably actually wouldn't really be that happy to know that I'm taking apart the LiveU. Maybe they don't care. I don't know. I haven't talked to them about it. But all I know is they've been really cool to me. Every time I've ever had to contact them for anything, they've always talked to me like they've known me forever. And they've treated me with kindness and respect, and they've always gotten back to me. I've never had an issue getting in touch with anyone there. Everyone's been super cool. Their marketing team, their tech support, all of that. So I know that there's other products out there people have told me to try out, and I don't have the money for that. I got a LiveU, and I'm happy with it. All right, let's get this back part off here, and I guess there's the fan. And what's this? Is this just a heatsink or no? Oh, no, that's where the screws go in to hold it on. As I can see already, there's a battery in there. Look at that. It's got the same exact connectors that my drones have. So I'm going to go ahead and, oh, look at that. This metal case just comes apart like that. We're going to put that aside. This one too comes apart here. And are we connected? Yes, we are connected to the battery. So let's go ahead and unhinge the battery at the moment. Okay. Battery's out. I guess I could go ahead and pull off the fan at the moment. And then there you go. There's the cord for the antenna for the Wi-Fi I was telling you guys about. It pops off just like the antennas on the drone. Yeah, so this is the UFL connector for the Wi-Fi antenna in the back. And then there's the fan to keep it cool. So what I found is actually this fan does use up the battery power. So when it's very hot out, you actually have less battery power, or if it's too cold out, your battery goes dead earlier, just like it does with FPV quads, because these batteries do not like being cold. Okay, so here we go with the LiveU unit. As I can see already, there are some extra ports on here that are not part of the case. We've got a little TF card slot, so I guess they have a couple slots here. Oh no, this slot here is not a TF card slot. This one is. Okay, so this one's a TF card slot, and it looks like these are modem slots. It looks like these might be for like the cell phone cards. Okay, so I saw something online that said the LiveU can take up to 6 connections. Check this out. I've got an HDMI slot here and a USB, an audio port, and then I've got the Ethernet, DC in, there's a little LED hole there for the LED that lets you know it's on or charging, and then I've got another USB, but there's no other slots on the box. So I'm wondering if the board just has the extra ports all on it so that the other models of the LiveU don't need to have a different board manufactured for it, so they're all probably using the same board, and then they may just have some different software running, or maybe this one is capable of doing the extra stuff and it's just not set up to. I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask someone at LiveU what that's all about, because if I do have the ability to throw in some cell phone cards in here for the extra signals, that would actually be better than taking my modem around if I could just stick the card directly onto the board for the LiveU. I don't know. I'll have to find out more about it. I do notice there's also 2 other slots here that I believe are for hard drives. They look like the same slot that's in my computer for those little micro hard drives, those solid state ones. I'll have to look up the name. I'll put it up here on the screen, but I think that might be what these for. Is that supposed to be for either memory or maybe hard drive, maybe hard drives that go inside the LiveU? I don't know. I looked online to see if I could find any kind of PDF files that show all of this stuff in it, but I don't see any of that on their website. I'm sure if I go digging through their help center or ask their support team, they'll probably get back to me quickly and let me know. But yeah, I didn't even know that the LiveU had these extra ports all in here. I'm not sure what this port is, but it says JTAG DFX. Yeah, I'm not sure what that's for, but maybe I'll find that out later as well. I do notice that there are some extra pads here on the board, and I'm betting that these are for the SDI connector. There's another version of the LiveU Solo that has the SDI connector for broadcasters. Let's see what else. So it looks like if I take off this screw, this whole board comes apart. And there you have it. So this little pinout section here gets plugged in to this on the other side of the other board. And then there you go, there's the processor and the heat sink. So the processor is actually sitting right underneath that heat sink there, as you can see. There's the Wi-Fi modem. Here are some of the chips they use on the board if you guys are curious to look them up. There's the audio port for audio in. Standoff for that screw we just took out. I see there's actually another set of pads here. I'm not sure what those are for. Oh, if we flip it over, it's actually just that. Then there's a button on here. I'm wondering if that's some sort of firmware reset button or something else. I'm not sure. Maybe it ends the world. Let's push it. Oh, nothing happened. I'm still here. Are you still here? You're probably not even here anymore. But if you are still here, oh damn it, you should hit that like button. I'm not sure exactly what this is for. It does go inside of the case and it sits up against some of these little holes here. So basically it works like this. It just kind of sits there and like blocks off a couple of these holes. I'm not sure why that's there, but I'm assuming it's for something else that is a part that maybe my LiveU doesn't have. Lastly, we got the power and the LED, and I believe that's it for the LiveU at the moment. You guys wanted to see the inside of it? Well, there you have it. That's the inside of the LiveU. I'm going to go ahead and put it back together a little bit so that I can weigh it and we can be done with this. I can put it back together and then I'll get started on shooting a little tutorial clip for you guys. So I'm going to use a smaller scale here since this is a lot lighter. Holy crap, would you look at that? 117 grams. How much does this freaking metal case weigh on its own with the battery? Too much for this scale. Alright, let's bring back the other scale here. There we go, 368 grams. And that's not even including this and this. Alright, Jesus, no wonder. Okay, so yeah, this thing is so much lighter without that case, and I'm wondering if maybe I can just make a 3D printed case for it that is a lot less in weight and maybe still protects the LiveU. Kind of have some ideas of how I want to build it and get it all set up. I guess I'm gonna have to also have this on here as well as the fan. So I'll go ahead and weigh this as well just so I can know the exact weight. Maybe with the battery? I don't know if I can really take this battery out though. It's kind of stuck in here with glue. It's like taped down with some pretty strong double-sided sticky tape. So I'm gonna leave that in for now. But this will give me a general idea. 185, 186 grams is actually not that bad in comparison. I mean, imagine how, you know, with all of this is just so much more weight. I may be able to use some of the battery power from the drone to actually power the LiveU. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to look at everything once I'm done putting it together, and we'll go from there. All right, now let me show you guys how this all goes back together so that I can show you how to actually use it. I'm gonna go ahead and just hold it together here. I'm gonna go ahead and use my tweezers here to just pop the power back in. As I was putting the case back on, I also noticed there's another connector here that might be for another antenna. I'm wondering also if I can actually extend it by using a different type of antenna. I'll have to ask them what these extra parts are for, because look, basically I could even attach, check this out. I was able to add one of my antennas from my FPV quads. I could put another antenna that could help it get better Wi-Fi. I'm not sure right now that this would have any benefit for me when it comes to connecting to the Wi-Fi, but I'm gonna have to run some tests with it, because who knows, when I start going further away with the LiveU, it might make sense to have a better antenna on it. God damn it. I almost had this thing all the way back together, and I realized I forgot the one screw that holds the freaking board together. If I don't put it back in there, I'm gonna end up losing the screw. So just go ahead and open it back up and put back the front. So we'll have to attach the ribbon cable. We'll have to make sure this goes in as well. So if you take a look at the holes down here, you can match them up with the case and how it's supposed to go in here. It goes like that actually, because the orange side's up. Make sure this one's in nice and snug too. It looks like they also have a little bit of glue here to hold that down. If I have any problems with the screen ever, I'll just open this back up and add some more glue to hold it down. But I think it should be fine for now, especially because I'm going to be taking this apart again anyway. It's always one freaking last screw left over. Everyone's always wondering, where the hell does that screw go? I don't know. It was just sitting there. I don't think I missed any of them. Of course you did. You always miss a screw. Screw you, LiveU. Literally. While we're in here, let's actually weigh the modem too, just to see what that weighs on its own. 229. There we have it. So I'm wondering if there's a more efficient way to actually add in some better cooling when I do put it on the quad. I might be able to put it in such a way where the case I make is similar to this one. I may be able to 3D print a case that'll fit exactly like this, but maybe is a lot lighter and maybe even has some sort of ducts that while it's flying, it's sucking in air to keep the LiveU cooled. I'm not sure. I'll have to do some tests, and I'll have to take my laser thermometer and see how hot it actually gets while it's running. I'll get to that in another video. For now, I hope you guys enjoyed watching me take apart this LiveU and put it back together. I needed to do it anyway so I can weigh it, so why not film it, show you guys what's inside. And I've got another video I'm working on where I'm going to show you how to actually use the LiveU. Let's just make sure this thing actually still turns on. There we go. It's turning on, so we're all good. All right, if you like this video, you know what to do, and hopefully you'll see me on the next one.